Santiago was an old fisherman, and the sea was his companion. His skin had grown dark and leathery from years beneath the burning sun. His hands were rough, cut, and scarred from pulling heavy fishing lines day after day.
Yet, when people looked into his eyes, they did not see weakness.
His eyes were as clear and bright as the sea itself, full of life and determination. For 84 long days, Santiago had gone out into the Gulf Stream and returned empty-handed.
Not a simple fish had been caught. In his small Cuban village, whispers began to spread.
The younger fisherman, who still had luck, laughed at him quietly. They called him Salao, the worst kind of unlucky.
Yet Santiago carried himself with dignity.
He walked proudly, with his fishing gear over his shoulder.
His back straight, as if luck was something that could never truly defeat a man.
Among all the people of the village, only one remained loyal to him, a boy named Manolin. Now he was 12, strong and full of admiration for the old man. He loved Santiago like a grandfather. For 40 days, Manolin had fished with him, even when there was no catch. But finally, at his parents' order, he had joined another boat, a luckier boat that brought back fish. Still, every evening, when the other fishermen returned with their catch, Manolin would go to Santiago's small skiff.
He would help the old man carry his nets, his gaff, and his harpoon.
He would fold the patched sail. He would carry the old man's heavy lines, carefully coiled, and walk beside him. Old man, you are the greatest fisherman I know. Someday, the luck will return to you. Santiago smiled faintly, the lines of age deepening around his mouth. It is better to be lucky, but I would rather be exact. When luck finally comes, I want to be ready for it. The boy nodded. He knew Santiago's words carried wisdom. To fish was not only luck, it was skill, patience, and courage. The hut where Santiago lived was small, made of faded palm leaves. Inside, it was almost bare. On the walls hung only 2 pictures. There was a bed made of newspapers, a single blanket, a wooden table, and 1 chair. There were no luxuries, no decorations, no treasures. Yet Santiago never complained. He had lived his whole life with the sea, and that was enough. That evening, the boy sat with him outside the hut. They shared a simple meal of black beans, rice, and a little fried fish. The boy had brought it as a gift from his own home. Santiago ate slowly, gratefully.
Tell me about baseball. How are the Yankees playing this season?
Our team is doing really well this season. That star player, he always plays with heart. He's a true hero.
Yes, this player. He is my champion too. He played even when he had pain in his heel.
But you are stronger than this player, old man. You have the sea.
Perhaps. But baseball has its battles, and the sea has its own.
The evening grew darker. A warm breeze carried the smell of salt from the sea. The sound of waves reached their ears, steady and calming.
Tomorrow is the 85th day. That is a lucky number. I will go far out, farther than the others dare to go.
Maybe too far. But I must find the big fish.
I wish I could go with you.
You have your boat, but you are always with me in spirit.
For a moment, silence fell between them.
Santiago's thoughts drifted back to his youth. He had once been strong, a sailor on great ships. He had traveled to Africa and on the golden beaches at night. He had seen lions, young lions running and playing like children. Those lions had never left his mind. Even now, in his old age, he dreamed of them. They reminded him of strength, youth, and freedom.
Do you know what I dream of, boy?
Yes. Yes. You dream of lions.
Yes, lions. Always the lions.
When the meal was finished, Manolin cleared the dishes and promised to bring food again tomorrow. Then he left for his parents' house. Santiago watched him go, feeling both proud and lonely. The boy had strength and future. The old man had only the sea. He thought of the coming day, of the deep waters, of the great fish that waited for him. In his dream, they played freely on the beaches of Africa, their golden bodies shining in the sun. And as he dreamed, the old man smiled. Tomorrow would be the 85th day. In the early morning, before the sun rose, Santiago woke up.
The sky was dark and full of stars. He loved this hour when the village was quiet.
And the sea whispered in the distance. He put on his old trousers, picked up his coil of lines,
And stepped outside his small hut.
The boy, Manolin, was already waiting for him.
Here, old man. Some black beans, rice, and a little coffee.
Santiago accepted it gratefully. You are good to me, boy. I will need my strength today. The boy helped him carry the lines, gaff, harpoon, and the sail, which was patched many times and looked like the flag of defeat. But Santiago carried it with pride, for he believed the sail would take him to his destiny. As they walked toward the harbor, they passed other fishermen preparing their boats. Some greeted Santiago with respect, while others looked at him with pity.
Santiago ignored both. He knew what he must do.
They reached the small wooden skiff, Santiago's boat. It was old but seaworthy. The boy loaded the gear carefully, arranging the lines in neat coils so they would run freely when needed.
Can I come with you?
You are with a lucky boat now. Stay with them. I will manage alone. But when I catch the big one, you will help me carry it back. Stay with them. I will manage alone. But when I catch the big one, you will help me carry it back.
They sat together for a moment on the dock, sipping the warm coffee from tin cups. The air smelled of salt and tar, and the sea waited silently. Santiago looked at the horizon.
85 is my number. Today, I will go far out, farther than the others dare to go.
The boy nodded.
You always go too far.
That is where the big fish live.
When the stars began to fade and the first light of dawn touched the water, Santiago pushed his boat away from the shore.
Good luck, old man.
Good luck, Santiago answered, though he believed luck was only part of the story.
Skill, patience, and endurance mattered more.
The boat moved smoothly over the calm water. Santiago rowed with steady arms, feeling the rhythm of the oars.
He listened to the sounds of the sea, the splash of fish, the cries of seabirds, the gentle slap of waves.
He felt at home.
As he rowed, he thought about his life.
He remembered when he was young and strong, when he had sailed to Africa and seen lions playing on the golden beaches. He remembered storms, battles with giant fish, and long nights on the open sea.
He was old now, but his spirit was not broken.
By sunrise, he was far from the shore. He could no longer see the lights of the village. The sea stretched wide and endless around him.
Other boats had stopped closer in, but Santiago kept going. He wanted to be alone, where no one else dared to fish. At last, he stopped and prepared his lines. He baited them carefully with fresh sardines and lowered them.
He worked with the precision of a master, for he believed that exactness brought luck.
Then he sat back, holding the line gently between his fingers, feeling every movement below. Then he sat back, holding the line gently between his fingers, feeling every movement below. He waited, patient as always. The sun climbed higher, and the sea shone like glass.
He has hope. It is good for a man to have hope. Without it, he is nothing.
All morning he waited. Small fish tugged at the bait, but he ignored them. He was looking for something greater, something worthy of all his strength.
By noon, the heat was strong, and sweat ran down his back. But Santiago did not complain.
He kept his eyes on the sea, his hands ready,
his heart steady. He was prepared for the great test. Far out, a bird circled over the water. Santiago watched it carefully. Narrator. "Where the bird circles, there are fish," he said aloud. His eyes followed the movement, and deep inside, he knew that soon his moment would come. The sun was high now, and the sea shone with a hard, bright light. Santiago wiped the sweat from his forehead and watched the bird circling.
The old man knew that the bird was looking for fish near the surface.
Suddenly, the bird dived straight down, and the water splashed. Small tuna jumped in the air, frightened by something larger below. Santiago's heart beat faster. He studied the lines with calm eyes, but inside, he was excited. He had been waiting for this moment. His fingers felt the line tremble slightly. Then, without warning, the line began to move slowly, steadily. Something powerful was taking the bait. The old man held the line carefully. He did not pull. He let the fish eat. He knew the ways of big fish. They circled, tested, and swallowed slowly. "Take it, big one. Take it well." Then the line tightened hard, cutting deep into his hand. The fish was hooked. Santiago braced his feet and leaned back. The line stretched out into the deep water with unstoppable force. The boat began to move slowly, pulled by the fish. "He is strong. He will show me what strength is." The fish did not jump. It swam steadily out into the open sea, far from all other boats. Santiago let it run, his hands steady, though the line cut into his skin. He felt the power of the great creature below, pulling him farther and farther away from land. For hours, the fish swam on, and the boat followed. Santiago drank a little water and ate a piece of tuna he had caught earlier for bait. He needed strength, for this battle would not end quickly. As the sun went down, the line still pulled tight, and the fish still swam deep. The old man spoke to it softly.
"Fish, you are my brother, but I will not let you go. I will fight with all my heart to take you."
Night fell, and the stars came out. The boat moved quietly through the dark water. Santiago felt the line burning into his hands, but he held firm. His back ached, his arms trembled, but he would not surrender. He remembered the champion playing with pain. "If he could endure, I can fight this fish." Santiago thought, pain does not matter, only endurance matters. The fish towed the boat all night. Santiago could not sleep. He tied the line across his shoulders to take some of the strain, but he never let go. He ate another piece of fish to keep his strength.
He would help me, and he would see what a great fish this is.
But Santiago was alone, and he knew this was his fight. The sea was silent except for the sound of water against the boat. The old man felt small under the wide sky, but also strong. He was part of the sea, part of the stars, part of the eternal struggle between man and nature. As dawn began to break again, Santiago looked at the line. It still cut hard into the water, strong and deep. The fish had not tired, neither had he. The morning sun rose golden over the sea, and the sky turned from black to pale blue. His body was stiff, his hands were cut from the line, and his back ached from leaning against the pull of the great fish. Yet his eyes were clear, and his spirit unbroken. The fish still swam powerfully, dragging the boat farther out into the gulf. Santiago knew they were alone now. But he did not feel fear.
Instead, he felt pride. "No one will see this fight," he said aloud, "but I will know it, and so will the fish."
This. He looked at the line, stretched tight into the water. "You are my brother, fish," he whispered.
"But I must kill you. There is no other way."
He breathed deeply and ate another piece of tuna, chewing slowly. He knew he must save his strength.
The battle was not about hours, but days.
The fish suddenly pulled harder, and Santiago braced himself. The line cut deeper into his skin, but he did not let go.
His teeth clenched, sweat poured down his face. For a moment, he thought the fish might leap. But it did not. Instead, it dove deeper, dragging the skiff slowly along.
Since the hours passed, the sun burned hot, and Santiago shaded his eyes. His muscles cramped, but he stretched them against the pain.
The hours passed. The sun burned hot, and Santiago shaded his eyes. His muscles cramped, but he stretched them against the pain.
He thought again of Joe DiMaggio, who played baseball with a bone spur in his heel. If he could play with pain, I can fight with pain.
"I am only an old man, but I can endure."
Soul. That night, the fish made a great move. It surged suddenly, pulling the boat faster than ever. Santiago almost fell, but he held on, his body trembling with the effort. His hands bled freely, but he ignored the pain.
"You are killing me, fish, but you have the right. Never have I seen such a strong one, but I will not give in."
When the stars came out again, Santiago felt both loneliness and companionship.
He was alone on the sea, but the fish was with him, bound by the line between them. He looked up at the stars and remembered the lions of his youth, playing on the beaches of Africa. That dream gave him strength.
The next morning, the fish finally rose. Santiago saw the line move up, felt the great force lifting. Then, in a sudden explosion, the marlin leapt high into the air. It was enormous, longer than the boat, silver in the sunlight, shining like a living sword. Water cascaded from its body as it crashed back into the sea. Santiago's heart jumped. "Never have I seen such a fish," he whispered in awe. "Noble, strong, and full of spirit." The marlin dived again, and the struggle continued. But now Santiago knew the size of his enemy.
"The greatest fish I have ever fought. I will kill you, though it will take all my strength."
For 2 days and 2 nights, the battle continued. Santiago did not sleep. He ate little, only raw fish, and drank sparingly from his water bottle. His body was broken, but his will was like iron. At times, he pitied the fish. "You are killing yourself for me," he said.
"I love you, but I must take you." When the third dawn came, Santiago was near exhaustion. His eyes burned, his hands were raw, his back felt as if it would break. Yet the line still held tight. The marlin swam slower now, tired but still strong. "It is you or me. May God help us both." The sun was rising again. Santiago had been fighting the fish for 3 long days and nights.
His body was weary, his hands swollen and bleeding, but his spirit remained sharp. He knew the fish was weakening, though its strength was still greater than anything he had ever faced.
The line pulled with less power now, and Santiago felt the fish circling slowly deep below the boat.
He recognized the pattern. The marlin was tired, but it would not surrender easily.
It was preparing for its final struggle.
"Now it begins," the old man whispered. He braced his feet against the wooden boards of the skiff and leaned back with all the strength left in him. Santiago worked carefully, pulling in the line inch by inch. His muscles burned, but he welcomed the pain.
Pain is not an enemy. It tells me I am alive. Pain is not an enemy. It tells me I am alive. At last, the marlin rose. The giant fish came into view,
Silver and purple in the water, glowing in the sunlight. Santiago gasped at its size. It was longer than the boat, with a great sword-like bill and a powerful body.
the marlin swam gracefully, a king of the sea.
Fish, you are my brother, but I must end this. Forgive me.
The boat began its long journey home. Santiago's arms were weak, but the wind carried him gently toward the coast.
We fought well, Fish.
You gave me everything you had, and I gave you everything I had. This was fair.
The sea was calm, the sun warm. Santiago felt at peace, though he knew his work was not finished.
The hardest part was yet to come, bringing his prize safely home.
As the boat sailed, Santiago dreamed of how the villagers would react. The fisherman would measure the marlin, and the boy would be proud. People would see that the old man was not finished, that he was still strong, still capable of greatness.
But Santiago also knew that victory carried danger. The smell of blood in the water would call the sharks.
He looked at the horizon, his eyes hard.
They will come, he said, but I will fight them. We are joined forever. Your death gives me life, but it costs me my soul.
Night fell once more, and Santiago, though exhausted, kept watch. He felt both proud and deeply sad.
He closed his eyes briefly, and in his half-dream, he saw the lions of his youth on the African shore.
Tomorrow, we will face what comes. For now, we rest together.
The boat sailed on into the darkness, carrying the old man and his mighty prize toward an uncertain dawn. The morning sun rose as Santiago's small skiff sailed steadily toward the shore. Santiago, though proud, felt uneasy. The sea was never generous without asking for something in return. He knew the scent of blood would call predators. And then he saw it, a dark shadow moving swiftly beneath the surface. A shark. It was a mako shark, fast and strong, following the marlin's trail of blood.
So, it begins.
He took up his harpoon, though his hands were raw and shaking. The shark came closer, its sharp teeth glinting as it attacked the marlin's side. With all the strength left in him, Santiago drove the harpoon down into the shark's head. The iron struck deep, and the shark thrashed violently, turning the sea red. Finally, it sank. But the victory was bitter. The marlin had lost a great piece of flesh, and blood flowed freely from its wound. Santiago looked at his catch with sorrow. "They will come now, one after another," he said. He was right. Before long, more shadows appeared. A pair of galanos, shovel-nosed sharks, rose from the deep. They were slower but insistent.
They bit at the marlin, tearing away its flesh.
Santiago fought with his harpoon until it broke off in a shark's body.
Now, he tied his knife to an oar and used it as a spear. He stabbed and slashed, killing one shark and driving the other away.
But each battle cost him strength, and the marlin's body grew smaller, its beauty ruined. As the hours passed, more sharks came. The smell of blood had spread far through the sea. Santiago fought them all, his arms burning, his vision blurring.
He killed several, but knew he could not stop them forever.
By afternoon, the marlin was
Its
only
head
half
and
a fish.
backbone remained, but much of its flesh was gone.
Santiago leaned against the mast, breathing heavily. I was beaten, but only by sharks, not by the fish.
Still, he did not surrender. Every time a new shark attacked, he stood up and fought.
He swung the oar spear until it splintered, then used the tiller, then even the broken pieces of wood.
He was an old man, with nothing left but his will.
Night fell again, and Santiago was exhausted beyond words. The marlin was now
Santiago
only a
kept
skeleton,
sailing toward home,
stripped of nearly
his
all
spirit
its meat.
unbroken.
I fought for the marlin as long as I could. He was too noble to be lost without a fight. At last, silence returned. No more sharks came.
Santiago looked at it and felt tears in his eyes. But they could not destroy my pride. We fought well.
He thought of the boy, and a faint smile touched his lips. The boy will not let me be alone again, he said. Tomorrow, he will help me. He must.
Santiago steered the little skiff through the dark waters, his body broken but his spirit still alive.
He had lost his catch, but he had not lost his dignity.
The sea was quiet again, carrying the old man and the skeleton of the marlin slowly toward the shore.